You're not alone. If you need someone to talk to today, please contact Crisis Services Canada by either calling them at 1-833-456-4566 all hours of the day, or you can text them at 45645 at 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember, you're not alone, and Crisis Services Canada is here to help. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. I'm your host, Graham Forsyth. Tonight's edition of the Prospect Show is brought to you by TOVI Hockey, Caisse Financial Group, and Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy. As you guys can tell, the background is a bit different tonight. I'm finally getting the green screen going, which is awesome. Been wanting to get it going for quite a while now. Finally got the right lighting, so hopefully you guys enjoy this new feature on the show. We'll also be featured in all my other shows too, having the green screen, like Coffee with Graham and Rise and Shine Manitoba as well. But yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. Tonight's episode is going to be a good one. We're going to have 3 guests in total joining the show, 2 in the first interview here coming up, and it's 2 players from Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy on the U15 Male Prep Buffaloes, 2 defensemen from their team, number 2 Carson Carels and number 3 Gage Sutherland. They're going to be joining the show to talk about, what it's like playing for Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy's first ever U15 team in the program's history, what it's like playing against CSSHL competition, what it's like playing together for the most part, as well as they are deep pairing out there, and the upcoming games for the team as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. First up, with number 2, Carson Carels, and number 3, Gage Sutherland, on this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Wow! Well, it's been a long day when you can't remember who the first few guests are on your show, but it's Gage Sutherland and Carson Carels joining the show now. I got Carson's mic muted because we are hearing some feedback on his side of things, so I'm of course going to unmute him when he does speak. But great to have you both on the show tonight, boys. How's life in Pilot-Mound on this Monday evening?
It's good. I love it here.
Yeah, it's great. The environment's just amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, just great to have you boys on the show here tonight, talking about your time in Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy so far this year. Starting off with this, you boys both being from Manitoba, why exactly did you guys choose to, go on this journey this first year in Pilot-Mound and choosing that U15 program as that next place to play? We'll get Gage to answer this first.
I really liked it because of the ice time. There's a lot of open ice at the end of the later in the day. I go there sometimes to work on my stick handling, my shot and stuff, and there was a lot of ice. And being away from home, I wanted to experience that. And yeah.
Yeah, great to hear. Obviously, getting so much opportunity in the academy to do these things with just you guys being on ice every single day of the week. Getting to work out in the gym and stuff as well. I'll get Carson to answer this next one, of course. Carson, your father, Danny Carroll's assistant coach on this team, obviously a big reason of why you decided to come to Pilot-Mound and play for this U15 team. But for you, the experience so far, how's it been in Pilot-Mound, Manitoba, playing for the Buffaloes U15 program?
Well, it's been just great. Just how much ice, like Gage is saying. The opportunity of being a leader, of course, and just trying to keep the team going is the best feeling out there.
Yeah, and Carson, obviously, you and Gage. I'll get you both to answer this one. I'll get Carson to answer first, though. Both of you getting a letter this season on the team. What's that like? At such a young age on this Buffaloes team, the first ever U15 team in the program's history, to receive a letter this year to be named a leader in that way.
Well, being a first-year Phantom is quite challenging going against these tougher teams, but once I got named that A, it was just a great feeling to be shown that I was doing the right things out there and trying to help the team out as much as I could.
Yeah, for sure. And, just with you, Carson, being that type of player that's so impactful out there, as well as Gage, but even more impressive for you being a 2008 born player, getting this honor, such a good achievement for you, a great achievement for you. Going to you, Gage, what the feeling was like for you when you received the letter and were named a leader on this team with that letter officially.
It was an honor getting a letter on my jersey, being recognized that I work hard all the time. My teammates look up to me. I help them too to get better as a leader. And I think I'm a good role model also in the dressing room and on the ice.
Yeah, great to hear. Great to hear. Talking about Pilot-Mound, obviously with this being a new program this season, the U15 program, adding to their two teams already. Obviously, those two teams, those programs, take, players through going on the ice every single day, having great academics, great teachers out there as well, having a great coaching staff, having great facilities to work in. For you boys, what has been your favorite part of, outside of hockey, outside of the rink, just getting to, experience all the other things this academy brings, starting off with you, Gage?
I love my billet parents. They feed me, give me a place to sleep, and I spend time with them too. Like I'll go fishing and stuff. It's just I love it. I love it here.
Yeah, that must be awesome. Getting to have a home away from home, having these billet parents. Talk about what the relationship. Dive more into depth. How grateful you've been to have this support away from home.
Yeah, I really love them. They're really nice. They do a lot of stuff for us.
Yeah, for sure. Just doing the things that are behind the scenes. Taking care of these young athletes like yourself, Gage. Throughout this time of going through this whole new experience of playing academy hockey. For you, Carson. What's been your favorite part of the academy so far? Outside of course, doing practices and playing games.
Just a small town. The people are just great in Pilot-Mound. You don't really get that if you live in the city.
For you boys, was that starting off with you, Carson, and then we had Gage to answer the same question as well? Is that something that really drew you boys to Pilot-Mound? Was just that small town feel of getting to play there when you're recognized by so many people?
Yeah, because usually if we have a game, the whole town's there and just everyone knows you. You're there to help out the community and play hockey, which is great.
And for you, Gage, what's your thoughts on that small town feel of Pilot-Mound? Was that one of the big reasons why you chose Pilot-Mound as that next place?
Yeah, the fans are really, really nice. and everyone comes to our game, supports us, and I love that. And I try playing for them too. I try not to disappoint them. Just try making them happy to come out and watch our games.
Yeah, for sure. Such great support shown by the town, just the fans coming out to support you boys, especially in your first year of, being on this U15 team in the inaugural season of this U15 program. I'll ask about the coaches now, of course, for you, Carson, playing for your father, Danny Carels, as he's an assistant on this team along with Kyle Nixon. What's that dynamic like between you and your dad, when it comes to hockey, when he is coaching you out there?
Well, sorry to correct you, but Danny's just my uncle, my dad's brother. That's
right.
Okay,
right,
but
right. I remember that now. Okay, but what's it like to play for an uncle?
Just the feeling that he's gonna give me feedback and he's gonna be tough on us, and just that no holding back basically. And if I mess up, I know he's going to actually tell me the truth about it.
Yeah, for sure. And my apologies about that. For some reason, I had it in my head that Danny was your father. I should have known. I had him on the show one time for an interview on my show, Coffee with Graham. My apologies about that. But, talking about it, getting to play for a guy like Kyle Nixon, who's had so much experience of, coaching at various levels, recently coaching in the MMJHL for the Carlswood Hawks, what it's been like getting to play for a coach like
that. It's been great because just him sharing the knowledge is great. I haven't been coached by a coach like that before. I've been coached by lots, but him with his knowledge and what the different strategies he brings is just amazing.
And for you, Gage, what's that experience been like of playing for a guy like Kyle Nixon as well as, Carson's uncle, Danny Carels?
Yeah, they're both really good coaches, good guys also. They push all of us to work hard, do better on and off the ice. If we mess up too, they'll give us feedback to try making us a better hockey player and all that stuff. They're really good guys and good coaches.
Getting to play on the same pairing together, getting to play together, pretty much almost all the time, like you were telling me earlier before we started this interview, Gage, sometimes you guys get switched around a bit, but, what's that dynamic been like between you and, Carson out there? I'll get Carson answered as well after you answer, but just, with how, how high your guys' IQ is out there, just how, you guys are able to see the ice so well, how you guys are able to mesh so well out there.
Yeah, I love playing with Carson. He's a good friend also, good teammate, good leader. A guy you want to be around. And I like playing with him because he sees the ice very good. His IQ is very high for on the ice. Good skater, good hockey player. I just like playing with him because he's good.
And for you, Carson, what's that been like getting to play so much time with Gage out there on your line so far this year?
Well, we've made a connection almost on and off the ice. When we are on the ice, we always find each other. If one guy's going up, I know he's got my back, or he knows I got his back. Even if he pinches, he knows I'm supporting him. Gage is just great out there. Great captain.
Yeah, and it's been evident so far this year that you guys have such good awareness of knowing where each other are, knowing when one is gonna go up in the play, knowing when, who's gonna stay back out there on the ice, and just you guys' skill set has been unreal to watch this year. Talking about it for both of you guys, just being able to log as many minutes as you guys have so far this year, not only on 5-on-5 time, but on the power play and penalty kill as well.
I love playing hockey, and it's just an honor to be on the power play and stuff like that, being put on the ice in important situations. just get a win or on the penalty kill to kill a penalty. I'll do anything. I'll block shots and stuff. It's really it's an honor.
Yeah, it's great to hear. For you, Carson, what's that experience been like so far of just getting to, same thing I asked Gage, getting to play as many minutes as you have, not only 5-on-5, but on special teams as well?
Just that opportunity to get out there, like knowing the coach trusts me to not make that mistake or stop that play happening just as great. And if we're on the power play, it would be great to get a goal now and then. Special teams would be great to come up before the game and win in the special teams category of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to continue talking about your guys' time in Pilot-Mound, just the team more in depth on the team coming up on this edition of the Prospect Show. I've been joined by two players from Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy in this interview so far, Carson Carels and Gage Sutherland. Carson wearing number 2 and Gage wearing number 3 of the Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy U15 Male Prep Buffaloes. After this commercial break, I'll continue to talk to both Carson and Gage here on the Prospect Show. Stick with us.
Welcome to Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot-Mound Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Welcome back to the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions. I know Lynden Gorman, the next guest that's going to be here on the show, is waiting backstage. My apologies, Lynden. This is going to take a bit longer than I thought, this interview. With the late start and stuff, was figuring out some technical difficulties before. But right now, of course, I'm joined by Carson Carels, number 2 assistant captain for the U15 Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy Buffaloes, along with number 3, another assistant captain on the team, Gage Sutherland. Both of these players have had fantastic seasons so far. Individually, just looking at the stats here, taking a look at it. Gage, in 27 total games played, you have 10 goals, 14 assists for 24 points so far. Carson has 7 goals, 14 assists, 21 points in 26 games played so far. Starting off with you, Gage. You're second in your team in goals and total games so far this season. Just talk about, that shot, that ability you have to really rifle that puck out there.
I try shooting low for a rebound for my teammates can score and goal. I try shooting for rebounds and stuff like that for a second chance opportunity. But my teammates feed me the puck, and I really like that. We pass it to each other a lot, and we score.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely you've created so many chances out there in the offensive zone so far this year. But talking about your game, not only in the offensive zone, but in the defensive side of things now. Talk about yourself as an overall defenseman out there, where your strengths are in your game.
I think my backward skating is a strength. My skating is a strength, I think. I think my IQ is a strength also. I see the ice very well. And defending, I like stopping pucks and stuff, stopping the other team from scoring and then going up ice for an offense opportunity for our team to score.
Nice. Yeah, and that's definitely been demonstrated out there, the times that we've seen you guys play here on ASTV when we broadcasted your guys' games on the network. Talking about your game now, Carson, obviously not as many goals, but you have a heck of a shot as well. You see the ice very well as Gage does out there. But talk about your game overall out there. What makes you the type of hockey player you are, Carson?
Well, on the blue line, just getting those shots through, like Gage says, with those second chances for our team, for our offensive zone, and just creating those little scrum battles in front of the net is great. And then in the defensive zone, just shut down D is really what I try to play, just as minimum goals as I can let against me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like Gage, definitely those things have been demonstrated from you this year, Carson. For you both, experiencing the academy lifestyle, obviously a lot different than you guys have experienced anything in your life before in hockey. Talk about, what it's been like handling all the things off the ice as well as getting ready to go out there and, be in that mindset to play a hockey game.
I think I'm so happy with that we have the community that we have because they support us all the time when we play hockey. I love playing in front of them and stuff like that. It really motivates me to work hard for them. And yeah.
And for you, Carson, what's that experience been like so far? Same question I asked Gage of, dealing with all the stuff, like the schoolwork, the stuff off ice, practices as well as handling all that while getting ready to, go out there and compete at the highest level you can.
Well, all that support we don't really have, or I don't have that much stress out there, just because everybody's trying to encourage you to get to that max level. And usually it's just amazing to play for our community because I know that every night they want us to have a chance to win. And that's just amazing.
Talking about the cool things you guys get to do, like a lot of road trips, being on the road quite a bit, going to many different places throughout Canada here in the north, as well as going to WHL games and watching NHL games with the team. How cool has that experience been for, you starting off with you, Gage?
I love spending time with the team. They're really nice people, good teammates to be around. And I think we're building a connection as like a family. We're all like a family. And it's just, I have a blast hanging out with my teammates all the time.
Yeah, great to hear. And, that just goes into it, just how, close this group is getting because, at the start of the season when you got, even before the season started, when you guys first stepped foot in Pilot-Mound, first day of school, first day of classes, just meeting these boys for the first time, boys you guys haven't met before, just how far you guys have come and bonded as a group.
Yeah, we've come a long way from like the first day of school and first time we met and stuff. I was a bit nervous coming here first day of school, and now I'm not. I love my teammates and everyone, my billet family, and all of that.
Yeah, for sure. That's great to hear. And like you spoke so highly about your billet family before. Just great to hear you speak so highly about your teammates and how much you guys have, grown close to each other. Talking about it for you, Carson. What you've noticed from the team. Since that first day of being together. How you guys have bonded, in your opinion, and come together as a group at this point.
Well, every morning we have our practices, and every time I step into that building, I know I want to be there with that team, that group, because the dressing room is just great in there, great environment. And even at school, everyone treats everybody the same. It's not like we have bad egg or something in our team, but it's just great. Everybody's bonding. Everybody's basically brothers now.
Yeah, great to hear. And for you, how cool have the experience has been of, traveling on road trips with the team, seeing a bunch of places in Canada, as well as going to, see high-level hockey like WHL games and NHL games as well?
Well, it's just great that they take us there. It's just an amazing experience to see as many games as we do, and the bus rides there and back are always fun because it's never boring on the bus. Everybody's talking.
Yeah, for sure. What you guys watch many movies on the road trips?
Well, someone usually brings a laptop, and it's usually basically movie night there at the seat.
Right on. For you both, starting off with you, Carson, favorite movie that you guys have watched so far?
Probably Slapshot.
Slapshot, that's a classic. That's a road trip classic for hockey teams for sure. Going for your favorite now, Gage. What's been your favorite hockey movie you guys have watched on these road trips so far?
I've probably watched Slapshot like 2 times on the road so far. Also, I love that movie. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's a classic. Not gonna bring up some of the stuff that happens in that movie because it is a bit on the adult side of things, but definitely a hockey movie classic for sure, going down as one of the greatest hockey movies of all time, one of the best sports movies of all time in my opinion. But talking about the team so far this year, it's no secret that you guys have struggled so far. Definitely made improvements, but there's been some struggles this season for sure. 4-10 in the CSSHL in terms of regular season there, 2-10-1 in exhibition play as well. Just talk about what it's been like going through the more of the down so far this year of struggling to generate consistent wins out there so far. Starting with you, Gage.
Every time I step on the ice, I try getting the win. I try winning my shift and everything. Try getting scored on. Always trying to score for our team. And every time we lose, it's just another opportunity to get better. Be better, work harder so we can win. It's just another opportunity to get better for the whole team.
Yeah, and I'll ask Carson a different question because I feel like you're going to pretty much have the same thoughts on this, Gage, but just your guys' ability to be resilient, getting stomped out there maybe 10-0 one game and then coming back the very next day, very next game, and making it closer, even beating teams sometimes. Just talk about the resiliency from this group this year, Carson. Because it's something that we talk about this group here on ASTV so much.
Well, everybody has that great mindset that tomorrow's going to be a better day, and everybody gives it 110 when they know, even though we're getting stomped that much, we know we have to put in more time and effort into getting back up there and competing. So even if it is just a day between a game, everybody knows they have to try that much harder to keep it close the next.
Yeah, for sure. And, we talk about it all the time here on ASTV when we cover your guys' team specifically, that seems like you guys are very resilient, and to have that could take a team a long way, just having that mindset out there, knowing that if you do get stomped out there one game, you do get blown out, you can come back and give it your all and be in a game the next time out, right? But talking about why you guys feel this team has struggled so much this season, has it been just not knowing each other's tendencies as much, being a new group? Has it just been the competition you guys have faced? What exactly has been the key part of your guys' struggle so far this season?
We've faced a couple good teams. They're really good. I think we need to pass the puck more, find our guys open, for better scoring opportunities and stuff. And yeah.
For you, Carson, what would you like? point to the struggles too of this team, why this team has struggled, to get in that win column, not as much as you guys would like to?
Well, our discipline's not the best, so that means our consistency won't stay the same if we're taking 6 penalties a game. So our special teams is good, but it's tough when we're always in the box. And it's hard to score when it's a 5-on-4 instead of a 5-on-5.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, penalties could really come back to bite a team, and it's been shown sometimes that it has come back to bite you guys sometimes this year. But even though there hasn't been many wins this season, the biggest one you guys probably had was that inaugural win, that first ever win in this inaugural season for this program. Winning in the second regular season game you guys ever played against Notre Dame back in earlier on this year, 4-3. Just talk about how huge that moment was for you both and just for this program in general.
The bus ride was definitely happier than if we would have lost coming back home. We wanted to win both of them, but we only won one. But the second game, we worked harder. I think we knew what the pace was, and we knew we had to work harder and just play our game.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys did that, like losing 17-4, the day before, and then going out and winning 4-3 just speaks to the resiliency again. But for you, Carson, how huge that was to, be a part of, that first ever win in this U15 program's history.
Well, the first game you said 17-4. We were a bit surprised when we came out. And then the next day when we got that huge win, it was just gave us life in this league. And it was, like Gage said, the bus ride was a lot better. Even though most of us were bruised up, banged up, it was still a great time.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely winning makes the bus trip home a lot better for sure. Talking about this team's strengths this season, what you guys do very well, because you guys have shown a lot of good stuff, even though you guys have struggled and the record might not indicate that. But what you boys feel that this team shows in terms of the strengths out there that you guys show when you guys are doing the good things well?
I think our team really, really works hard on and off the ice. To win puck races too is very important. I think we do a good job of that. And our special teams is really good too. And that's it.
Yeah, for sure. And for you, Carson, what you feel this team really strives at, what they do really well, in your opinion, when you guys are on your game?
Well, we really start clicking together. Like, we find our guys like me and Gage every game, which is great and gives us that opportunity, maybe a break for coming up over the other team in the game. Well, our offense, we have 3 really good lines, which is key in this league, to have 3 equal lines, which strives for some offense usually, which the defense don't always have to produce, but it's all good.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to ask you guys 2 more questions. Thought of an interesting one here today. With you guys playing so much together out there on the ice, both being a left-handed shot, I feel like you guys probably don't really find much difficulty in this, but how much does that kind of change things when you have a key partner that, is the same shot as you? Does that change anything, the way you guys play at all? Starting off with you, Gage.
Can you repeat the question?
Just, with you guys both shooting left, does that kind of change the way you guys approach the game out there when you guys play with each other? Like, do you guys find it difficulty, being the same shot, not having that option if you're a left-handed shot to pass to the guys, forehand as smoothly?
I think playing both sides, I don't really find a difference. Or like, I don't think there is a big difference for me playing the right side than the left side. I just like playing hockey and stuff.
I'm assuming for you, Carson, too, it's not really a big deal out there with you guys both shooting the same, shooting the same way.
No, I actually love playing my offhand because usually I'm going on down that wall, and I usually find Gage, and then we always create some offense, so it's great.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that because, some players could struggle in a way, trying to transition to that, playing on the offside. But at the same time, you guys haven't struggled one bit this season with your guys' performance out there being as highly skilled as you guys are. Last question for you boys here before I let you go. Playing your last game of this year, 2021, before the new year hits on the road this Sunday against Central Plains. Last time you guys played them was way back early on this year, and on September 26th, lost to them 6-4. What's going to be the mindset going into this game, trying to grab that final win of the 2021 year, this calendar year, and using that to build towards the upcoming year of 2022?
I think the boys have gotten better. They've gotten closer since the start of the year. Last time we played them, and I think we want to win because so we can kick off the second half of the year well with a good win to end it off in the first half.
And for you, Carson, what do you guys feel is going to be the mindset, in your personal opinion, to be able to get this win and get a boost of confidence heading into the new year?
Well, we just gotta get as much energy as we can going into it. Like, everybody's gotta go empty the tanks because, like you said, it is our last game before the New Year's, and gotta empty it before. So then next time it's all good, and we start off with a good start and maybe get some more wins in the next half.
Yeah, for sure. Just about those building blocks, building towards being more successful out there. Best of luck to you boys in that game coming up on Sunday against Central Plains on the road. And thanks for coming on tonight's show, boys. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And Carson Carels and Gage Sutherland joining this edition of the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions. Joining me next year on the show, we're going to be doing our MCN Sports Advising segment, the weekly segment I do here on the Prospect Show, featuring players from MCN Sports Advising. Lynden Gorman is going to be joining the show next to talk about his season with the CAC Canadians U16 AAA team. He's leading the AEHL, the Alberta Elite Hockey League, for that U16 AAA division in points right now with 30 points in 15 games played. I'm going to ask him about his season, the team season in general, as well as, his time being represented by MCN Sports Advising and the upcoming WHL draft, which is going to be going this Thursday. You're watching the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Stick around for more after this commercial break. Welcome back to the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions. Of course, can't speak all of a sudden. Gage Sutherland and Carson Carels of Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy's U15 male prep Buffaloes squad joined the show to talk about their season, as well as, them as hockey players, what they've enjoyed about the academy so far in their upcoming game against Central Plains. Once again, I want to apologize for getting a mix up on who Danny Carels is to Carson Carels. I said it was his dad. It is, in fact, his uncle. That was a stupid mistake by me. But, glad that Carson didn't take much offense to it. Anyways, this is the weekly edition of our MCN Sports Advising segment here on the Prospect Show. And joining me now is a very talented hockey player out of the Alberta Elite Hockey League, playing for the Canadian United Cycle Canadians, CAC Canadians. It is in the U16 AAA Alberta Elite Hockey League. It's Lynden Gorman. Lynden, sorry for keeping you waiting, but I know that I said we were going to start this a lot sooner. I know that you probably have a busy night ahead of you, but thanks for taking the time and joining the Prospect Show, man. How are you doing on this Monday night?
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm doing good so far.
That's good. I am noticing there is some difficulty with your mic right now. Do you have a pair of headphones at all?
No, is that better?
Yeah, just let me. Well, it should be good. We'll continue along here as best as we can. I'm able to hear you, so that's all that matters. But yeah, thanks for coming on the show. Good to know that you're doing good on this Monday night. Let's talk about it. You wear number 5. You're a forward for the CAC Canadians, of course, as mentioned before, and the U16 AAA Alberta Elite Hockey League. 15 games played, 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points this year. You lead the league in points. Talk about, how huge it's been for you to have this type of start to your season through the first 15 games so far.
I feel pretty good about it. I couldn't have done it without my teammates. It's all about the team effort, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, and speak about those line mates that you've been playing with so far this year.
I've been playing with Ethan Hughes. I've been playing on the same line with him since novice, so we have that chemistry together. And then my new former teammate, Mackay Gray.
Yeah, it's great to know that you're able to play with a player that you've had time to build chemistry with. Talk about at this point how you and Ethan are able to have such good chemistry, such good connection out there on the ice.
Oh, I like anywhere he goes, I know where he is. I can pass it to him without even looking. Just we have that bond.
Yeah, great to hear, man. And obviously for you, like, you're putting up career highs right now from the years you've had before, like the years you played before, that have been posted on Elite Prospects, hockey database, where they have a bunch of stats of players' histories of playing in these leagues. Like, yeah, 33 games played, 5 goals, 8 assists, and 13 points with the U15 AAA Canadians back in 2019-2020. Last year in 4 games played, you had 5 points in those 4 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. Just talk about, obviously playing with great teammates helps, but how you felt that your game personally has grown to a level where you're able to put up these amount of points now.
I found it better because from Bantam, I wasn't as confident getting towards the net and shooting, but throughout the years with my coach that I had for 3 years now, just pushing me to get better and better and shooting the score now.
Yeah, for sure. And, such a huge thing to have a coach that pushes you, like your coach has been able to talk about, the coaching staff this year, the situations that they put you out in to, succeed at the highest level that you can.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Just having these, a coaching staff this season, obviously working with a coach for a very long time, knowing that he's going to have confidence in you. How huge has it been to, for him to put you out in many of these situations for you to, succeed as best as you have this season so far?
I feel very appreciative about it, knowing from Bantam first year, not being the better player, and then just developing in and getting better. And now putting me out on the power play, I feel excited.
Yeah, excitement for sure. Getting to utilize your skill set now on the man advantage. More open ice out there for sure. But talk about the off season work you put in to get prepared for this type of season that you've been having so far.
I've been we bought synthetic ice at home. I've just been stick handling, and we got an Olympic size ODR in our 2 blocks away from us. So just going on the ice every day, stick handling, working on shooting from different angles and stick handling and making my feet faster.
Yeah, and that's pretty sweet. You got the synthetic ice to be able to work on that stuff from home and having an Olympic-sized, rink, very close to you. Definitely never hurts to have those things to work on your skills. That's pretty sweet, Lynden. Talking about, your game now, away from the puck, the things that you do well to, support your teammates out there when they're in on the forecheck, your game in the defensive zone, just how much those parts of your game have improved this year.
I find my defensive game really good. I'll block a shot to make a play. I'll take a hit to make a play. But yeah, I trust my teammates in what they do, and yeah.
Talking about this group this season, obviously you guys have had so much success, 13-2 in 15 games, third in the North Division. But I feel like a lot of success with teams comes from just how close they are in the room, how they connect as a team. Talk about, the group you guys have this year with this Canadian squad.
I've really enjoyed them. We've known each other for quite a bit. Past teams playing against each other and playing with each other. So I see that we have chemistry together, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's definitely shown so far throughout these 15 games, like 75 goals for as a team, 38 goals against, both, very good in the league, third in goals for as a team in the North Division, second least in goals against in the North for the team. But, talking about, overall how these things happen, how you guys are able to have so much success as a team out there on the ice this year.
Well, I say that it's off the ice with our team bonding, to getting to know each other, because we have a few imports, and getting to know how they are off the ice to get them to be better on the ice.
Yeah, and definitely, like I said, that bonding has it's definitely shown for you guys so far this year with just how good you guys have been in these 15 games. But in these last 10 games specifically, you guys have been on a 10-game winning streak. What have you felt has been the biggest part of the team's success in these last 10 games?
It's our defensive play. We won't let them get a shot on net, or try not to, and just keep it out and try to get a goal on net.
And coming most recently in that 10-game winning streak was you guys competing at the Alberta Elite Showcase at the Terwilliger Rec Center. You guys won 1-0 over the Red Deer North Stars, 5-2 over the Leduc Oil Kings, and 11-0 over the Knights of Columbus Centennials. Talk about what that experience was like for the team, getting to showcase your skills in a tournament like that Alberta Elite Showcase.
It felt pretty good going into the first game 1-0. Their goalie on Red Deer is really good. We just capitalized on it, and then against Leduc, they're a very strong team, but we came out stronger and just beat them. And then against KC, we played as hard as we can and then got that big W.
Yeah, a big W for sure there, Lynden, 11-0, as mentioned before. Obviously, this team flying high right now, 13-2, 10-game winning streak right now. But for the team, what are some things that you guys are going to continue to look to improve on as a team to continue getting better and continuing to, climb in the standings?
I say that we're fixing on our defensive zone. Penalty kill isn't the best at the moment, so we're trying to get better at that and make sure they don't score on us.
Yeah, and defensive play in any hockey game is going to be the key to victory, more times than not, because it's not always going to be, you guys being able to score, 11 goals out there. The defensive game is so huge, especially when a time like playoffs hits, right? But, for you, obviously, you're having a lot of success leading the league in points with 30 and 15 games so far. But what are some things in your game that you want to continue to improve on personally to, become the best hockey player you can in this season?
I want to continue getting faster, stronger, being able to shoot the puck without slowing down, just keeping my feet moving.
Yeah, and those things going to come with more training, more time for sure. You got those, you got the shot, you got the playmaking down, Lynden, just those little things, right, that you need to continue to work on for sure. Be the best hockey player that you can. Coming up after this next commercial break, Lynden, we're going to dive into your time with MCN Sports Advising, talking about the great stuff that they've done for you so far, as well as the upcoming UHL draft, which you are eligible for coming up in this Thursday. So stick around with me and Lynden here on this edition of the Prospect Show. I'll be back with Lynden for more here on this week's edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Welcome back to this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions, everybody. Joining me now on the show is Lynden Gorman, 06 born player playing in the Alberta Elite Hockey League, the U16 AAA Alberta Elite Hockey League. Just changed up the background here on my green screen because this is, of course, the this week's edition of the MCN Sports Advising segment here on the show. And Lynden, of course, you're a part of MCN. Talk about your experience with, their advising so far that they've given you.
I like it so far. They've helped me get better off the ice with my foot speed, working out. But the best thing they've done is help me on the ice and show me tips on how to get better.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously that's you have gotten better as a hockey player out there this season in terms of the points. Talk about, how big of a part MCN played in just you getting ready for this season, getting ready to go out there and compete at the highest level you can.
They've helped me out a lot, taking off the stress about the draft and just pushing me to get better and making me go.
Talk about the advisor that's you've been working with the most. Has it been Dustin Fosfeld? Has that been the advisor you've been working with the most?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed him. I'm getting to know him better. I haven't talked to him too much lately, but I like him so far.
Yeah, and of course, Dustin has had a lot of experience going through the processes of going to many different hockey teams in his lifetime. Talk about just the messages, the things that he's been passing on to you, in this time that you've been working with Dustin.
It's been going so far. I've talked to him a little bit, not too much so far. I want to get to know him better. Person. But yeah.
Yeah, For sure. And, that's just going to come with time. Building relationships is huge. Is that one of the coolest things you feel about MCN? Just the opportunity that they're going to give to you to, build those professional, relationships out there.
Yeah, the best thing is just helping me speak out, getting to help me out with speaking, and yeah.
Of course, the owner of MCN is Matt Gorman, your father, related to Matt. What's that been like getting to work with someone, that's in your family, getting to, have that knowledge that Matt's passed on to you so far?
It's incredible. I really like it. Just knowing from past things that he's just gonna make me better as a player, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Matt Gorman played at a very high level of hockey himself, playing in many different places himself. And he's done a great job of doing what he's done with MCN, getting a player like you, of course, and many others on board, and having them be advised by MCN. But, talking about, have you done much training with MCN so far? Obviously, talk about, what it's been like getting to train with MCN so far.
It's pretty good. I've been shooting with them a little bit this summer, and that's just been improving my shot and getting goals.
What would you say in which ways that your shot really improved with working with MCN Sports Advising?
Just shooting on 1 foot, quick release, getting pucks off like a weird angle, like flipping the puck, making sure to hit the net.
Yeah, and that's such a great thing that they teach, because that puck isn't always going to be in the perfect position for you to shoot it. You're not always going to have that perfect situation to shoot the puck out there, and for them to simulate that as best as they can is just great to hear. Talking about the education side of things, because MCN offers so much more than just advising players out there on the sports side of things, but on the education side as well, they do a very good job. Talk about, what they've done, advising you through education, that stuff.
Pretty good. They've been keeping my marks up, just telling me what to do, helping me out on school. It's been very helpful.
Obviously, Lynden, you've had a great experience with MCN Sports Advising so far, but for people out there that might be looking to, look for an advisor, why would, in your opinion, MCN be that place for, young hockey players or just athletes in general to go to?
I feel like it's better to go there just because they can make you better in school and out of school, also on ice and off ice, getting you ready for the next level.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hear that a lot, that MCN's able to do that, and just great to hear. Every single player I've had on, not say anything bad about MCN so far, which is just amazing to hear. But talking about the WHL draft now, the big day coming up on Thursday. Going to be a lot of players going this year in the draft, as always. Just talk about your excitement for that day coming up, in hopes of your name to potentially be called to one of these franchises in the dub.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get. It'll be really exciting for me, my family, even my teammates, just seeing me getting drafted. But yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, like, if you don't get drafted there, that's not going to be the end of your road here in hockey. So many different paths you can take, and that leads to this question. I ask players this so many times because I think it's an important question to ask, because they might not think the dub is the place for them to go down that path and their next level of developing in hockey. Will the WHL, if you get drafted there, be that next place you're wanting to develop and continue to grow your game if a franchise takes a shot on you?
Yeah, I wanted to play in the WHL since I was, I don't know how old, 5, but I would love to play there because my older brother wanted to play there, but he didn't get the chance. So I just want to prove to him that I can make it.
Oh, a little bit of that family competition, proving that you can one up your brother for sure. Is that something that's been huge in the household? The competitiveness around the family between your siblings.
A little bit. Just having a twin brother that's also going to be coming up in the draft. A little bit underpowered, but I can see him going. But my older brother didn't get the chance at the time since he was in 01. So I just want to prove to him that what he's done for me to make me better is I can show him that I can use it in the WHL.
Yeah, for sure. And that's awesome that you have a twin brother that could very well be going in the WHL himself, that could have a chance to go in this year's draft. Talking about it, you said you've wanted to play in the WHL for so long, ever since you've been 5 years old. Do you have a favorite WHL team, Lynden?
No, I don't, but I just want to be on a team that wants to win and just puts that pride on me.
Yeah, for sure. Great to know that you're happy with going anywhere. You'd be satisfied with any franchise that drafts you in the dub. You talked about MCN, how they've done such a good job of, relieving the pressure off of you, of, handling the other stuff, just letting you go out and play your game. Talk about, just how huge that's been and just the success you've had this season in terms of, having a season that, could boost your draft stock in a lot of teams' eyes.
Yeah, I'm thankful for MCN talking to the teams and putting my name out there and taking that pressure off. I really enjoyed how they've taken all the questions and told me what to say and what to do on the ice and off the ice to get better. But yeah, I like it so far.
Obviously, you love your family, your older brother, your twin brother that could be getting drafted in the WHL this year as well. Talk about how much support your family has given you throughout this time, your parents and maybe some other family members as well.
I've liked it. My brother's been pushing me. Both of them have been pushing me to work harder, get better, faster. But yeah, my dad has just been keeping on top of schoolwork, and my stepmom's just helping him out with all the other stuff.
Yeah, always great when you're able to have that support, not only from your parents, but from your, siblings as well, pushing you to be the best version of a hockey player that you can possibly be at this point. Talking about it, like, obviously we've already talked about you as a player, but talk about, what type of player that you think a WHL franchise will be getting if they do take a shot on you.
They're going to be getting a two-way player that can play offensively and defensively on power play or PK. I want to be that player that scores and also blocks a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Two-way players, I think something that a lot of teams look for sure, right? Being able to play both ends of the ice is so huge. You can't have offense without defense. And, when you're able to produce offense like you have this season, definitely going to be huge if you're able to replicate that at that next level if you do get drafted. Talking about the type of individual, the type of player, in the dressing room that a WHL team would get if they took a chance on Lynden Gorman.
I'm very vocal. I like to make my teammates better or helping them like with school or other things, etc. But they're going to be getting a vocal player that's very vocal on the bench and off the bench.
Diving into the last set of questions here, the last two questions, starting off with this one. Obviously, you spoke about what you feel you need to improve on. What do you feel like you need to you spoke about what you need to improve on earlier in the show, what you're looking to improve on as the season goes along. If you do make that jump to the WHL, what is one thing that you feel you need to improve on as a whole, as a player, to, be effective at that next level for a WHL franchise?
I feel like I need to get foot speed faster to be able to catch up with the like Dylan Gunther and Matt Savoy, being able to catch up with them. But also my body strength, just keeping that up.
Yeah, and like I always say, those are just things that are going to come with time, things that you can very well, improve on. But if you got the IQ, you got that that playmaking ability, that shooting ability, which you've been working on, all the stuff that you've been improving on so much, no doubt that you're going to improve in those other things as well as, time goes along here. But, obviously hoping to get your name drafted. You're going to be surrounded by family, I'm assuming, the night of the draft. Where exactly are you going to be when you're awaiting potentially getting your name called in this year's WHL draft?
Well, possibly at school because I still have school that day, but also, if not, at home with my brothers, my stepbrothers, my stepsister, and my sisters.
Yeah, that'll be great. Would be an awesome moment for you if you got that call at school, and even better if you got that call when you were, at home with the people you love, your family. Lynden, the WHL draft coming up very soon. We're 3 days away from it, coming up on Thursday. You've had a great season. Like I said, like if you don't get drafted to the dub, it's not the end of the line for you. Not the end of the line for any hockey player if they don't get drafted, because they, you can still rise up the ranks and make a name for yourself and, become the best hockey player that you can. Lynden, best of luck to you and your team, the Canadians, on the rest of the season, and good luck in potentially getting your name called in this year's WHL draft. It was awesome to talk to you on tonight's edition of the Prospect Show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you take care. Stay safe, Lynden.
Have a nice night.
Thanks. And Lynden Donald Gorman joining the show here on this Monday evening on the Prospect Show. And yeah, hoping he gets drafted would be awesome, because you can tell the kid loves the game, and any WHL franchise that wants to take a shot on him, if they do take a shot on him, you're getting one thing for sure: a kid that's passionate about not only getting better in the sport of hockey, but a player that loves the sport of hockey altogether. Coming up after this final commercial break here on this edition of the Prospect Show, I'm going to give you guys some final words here on the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Stick around. And welcome back to the Prospect Show. Just got to get the banner up. The Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions. Recently joining me on the show, who just joined me, was Lynden Donald Gorman, number 5 of the CAC Canadians in the U16 AAA Alberta Elite Hockey League, talking about his season so far, putting up 30 points in 15 games. He's a 2006 born player, so he's a WHL draft hopeful this year. Coming up very soon on Thursday night is when the draft starts. Not Thursday night, but on Thursday is when the draft starts. Also talk to him about MCN Sports Advising as well. Of course, it was our MCN Sports Advising segment. So special thanks to Lynden Donald Gorman for coming on tonight's edition of the show. And also a special thanks to 2 highly skilled defensemen for Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy, Carson Carels, number 2, and also an assistant captain on the team, as well as another assistant captain, his D partner most of the time, in number 3, Gage Sutherland, for coming on this edition of the show and talking about their experience at Pilot-Mound and their season, their games as hockey players so far. And speaking of, at this point in the show, I usually do player analysis, but I decided to hold off and just wait to, do it, release it on Wednesday instead. Had a busy day today. My apologies, folks, but don't worry, you will still be getting an edition of player analysis this week coming up. It just won't be on tonight's episode. I want to give you guys the best content as possible, so thought it would be best to postpone it for Wednesday. Not sure when I'm going to release it on Wednesday yet, so stay tuned on our social media on ASTV Productions on Facebook, as well as Amateur Sports TV on Twitter and on Instagram, of that announcement of what time this week's edition of Player Analysis will be released. This week I'm going to be breaking down the game of Carson Carels and Gage Sutherland. Of course, they both joined the show earlier, but yeah, this week's edition of the Prospect Show, of course, was brought to you by TOVI Hockey, Caisse Financial Group, and Pilot-Mound Hockey-Academy. Want to thank the sponsors, those three sponsors, for sponsoring tonight's edition of the show. And I also want to thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode. You, the viewer, pointing at you right there. Awesome to have your guys' support as always and watching the Prospect Show weekly here. We really appreciate it here at ASTV Productions. And speaking of, you guys can see ASTV in the background here on the green screen, a new thing that I'm trying here on the Prospect Show. Going to be using it on every show going forward. So leave your feedback in the comments of what you thought about the green screen here tonight. Going to be exciting to see what I can do with it once I get a bit more experienced with using the green screen. But yeah, the next edition of the Prospect Show is coming up next Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. You guys can catch it live here on ASTV Productions on Facebook, on our Twitter as well at Amateur Sports TV, and on our website at astvproductions.com. I want to wish the best of luck to all of the 2006 born hockey players here in Western Canada on, potentially getting drafted in the upcoming WHL draft on Thursday. Like I always say, though, if you don't get drafted, if you are a 2006 born player striving to get to that next level, the WHL, a great place to get drafted and develop, but it isn't the end of the line. But for those that do get drafted, I want to give what's the word I'm looking for? An early congratulations to those who get drafted, and going to congratulate all the, as many players as I can. Going to be congratulating the first round picks, of course, because that's pretty high achievement. On next week's edition of the show on the Prospect Show, I'll probably be showing you guys a list of the first rounders as well. Maybe the first two rounds, I'm not sure yet. But like I said, best of luck to all the 2006 born players who are eligible for this year's WHL draft. A big day. It only happens once you get drafted to the WHL. So if you do get drafted, let it soak in, let it sink in, and just enjoy the moment. Because like I said, you only get drafted once to the WHL. But yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of the Prospect Show, everybody. I've been your host, Graham Forsyth. Until I see you next Monday, have a wonderful rest of your Monday night. Have a wonderful week as well. Have a wonderful weekend as well. And stay safe out there. Stay warm out there as well. It is mighty cold in the town I live in. Well, in the city I live in, Winnipeg, Manitoba. So if it is cold where you guys are, bundle up, stay warm, stay safe. Have a good one. Until I see you guys next Monday. I'll see you then, folks, on the Prospect Show. Host Graham Forsyth. Saluting and peacing out now. Signing off. Take care, everybody.